Dude. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to All World Gaming. We are here with the second and last match of the night, Kineti versus Emergence. Now, it's going to say Emergence, the 8CAD on your screen. This is actually their mainline roster. They have been promoted because these guys are absolutely nutty. Fish, can you tell us how nutty these two rosters are right now?
Well, I can tell you that Kineti Esports has played 3 games in the season so far. One of the most. They are tied with Overture, who we just saw in our previous game. But Kineti has 2 wins to 1 loss, the same. Oh no, Overture being just ahead of them in wins, I believe. And as for Emergent, 2 games, and they've won both of them, which technically speaking gives them a 100% win-loss ratio. Now, I believe everything is ready, so we're just gonna head straight on into our ban phase.
Yeah, so we're looking at Cafe. I have not seen many teams play Cafe in this league, so I'm very excited to see Cafe on the lineup today. And unsurprisingly, or maybe surprising to a few people, we're going to be seeing a Maverick ban. Maverick, still an incredibly polarizing operator when it comes to holding any bomb site, let alone just on kitchen, right? Or just upstairs on cocktail, because you're trying to use that Maverick to get open that red wall there going into piano, or you're trying to get open the main walls in kitchen. It's not too surprising being taken off the lineup. That's going to be leaving only a few operators with frag grenades as well. Thatcher being the next one to fall. And I've talked till my face is blue about how many times Thatcher has been taken off the lineup. Nobody wants to play against this British operator.
Yeah. Well, Thatcher and Maverick being gone, it's gonna make a lot of the walls hard to get anyways. And Wamai is out here too. Okay, that one makes a lot more sense because of the utility dump meta that's still in effect. I keep mentioning it, but it's so relevant that you kind of gotta. So Wamai is gone. That's gonna mean that we'll see Jaeger run very commonly. And then Cade as well. So with Cade gone and your Thatcher gone and your Maverick, expect to see operators like Jaeger, Bandit, and a lot of shields, maybe even a Goyo.
Yeah, Shields is still going to be incredibly strong here, but this leaves open the avenue for Yana. Now, we've been seeing a lot of Yana plays recently, and it doesn't look like Emergence wants to bring her. It's fine, guys. Don't worry about it. You can prove me wrong. But she is an incredibly strong operator in the current meta, providing intel as well as a pair of frag grenades that goes very well with Sledge. That is something that Ashe and Zoff can't bring to the table because they're not Yana. She's just built different. That's just how it goes. A six pick from Castle onto Maestro is going to be coming through from Kineti, and we're going to get started with our kitchen hold. Let's see some rainbow.
Yeah. Um, the kitchen and the top floor bar site are probably the two most common sites, and they work the best here for defenders. I don't know the exact overall win rate for them. That's like including just in this league, but uh, we've
Probably
all seen it
defender
before.
sided.
We've all played it. Oh yeah, it's more defender sided when it comes to the kitchen, just because of the open space and all the angles that you can hold. But still, who knows? Great attacking teams can just make it work, and maybe that's what they'll do. As Emergence has a great lineup to make themselves relevant here, or relevant, my bad.
Yeah, I'm liking the lineup so far from Emergence's attack. The defensive side of things, they tried to bait out a little bit of confusion from the Emergence lineup by six picking off the castle. But regardless, we're going to be seeing a top floor take, as I'm sure Emergence is well aware about where site is coming. Now, earlier on, I would say last patch, we're seeing a lot more head-on takes when it came to kitchen, a lot less top-down, top-down like takes overall. This time,
Hmm.
a lot of teams have been opting for this top-down strategy to try to prevent the kind of cut the defenders when it comes to like flanks, right? Trying to prevent them from having any flanks here, which is not going to stop Barty because Barty, like many people, is incredibly built different. He's just actually pushing up red right now, taking care of a flanking drone. I'm not sure if any of the attackers have a clue about where he's at, like
He
at
walked
all.
right past Shifty just now. Shifty was even on the drones. He might have seen the little X. Oh my goodness! Talon walks right behind him, and if he had just cleared the bar, I think everybody's gone for him. But he'll wait to try and take out Sono. But when he does, it's a beautiful execute. And now they are aware of his position, but I don't think he's aware of theirs. And they're gonna have to retake the top floor.
Yeah,
And
Cool
I
must be pissed right now. Cool is like, I just
yeah.
drone that, guys. How did a Jaeger get upstairs? Yeah,
Yeah.
Barty's still hiding here. They have no clue where he's at. He's actually going to be getting Cool as well. Does not quite take down Rai Rai, but very close there. He did his job perfectly. The rest of his team, however, has kind of been falling down as Jason quickly been dealt with by Talon. Now we only have a minute left, minute 15 left on the clock here. Zaytard's still on the table. Could be opening up some angles here.
Ah. Well, a minute left is when the action starts to get heavy, and they're gonna be working out their verticals, making their plays onto the site, and prepping to try and get the plant down. Now, Caspers will sit outside the double door with his SMG-11, gonna try and deny anybody coming down from Brown, or maybe from Smallbake, or even Red Stairs. But it doesn't look like anybody's going to be pushing from there. I think they're looking to try and go down the freezer hatch. Now, with no Cade on the board, the freezer hatch isn't that hard to breach, though it will take 2 ace charges, and it doesn't look like they have those available to him, especially since ace goes down, and there's Edry, or Edry,
Idri,
to
yeah. Edri,
Idri.
yeah.
Yeah, Idri to down him and take him out. In the end, the frag grenade will take out the Banshee there, but that might also make Edri aware of his position. But it doesn't matter because Angel will take out Talon as he's trying to flank him out there. And there's Edri to grab Zaytard before he can do anything. They didn't even
Edri
have the
had some
bomb in hand. Yeah.
Yeah, Edry had some very good plays here on the Alda. That sick pick coming into play incredibly heavily
Mm.
for Kineti. And it really came down to Barty. Barty's flank there completely dislodged any semblance of attack that Emergence had. It really just threw them off kilter. And they're going to have to be mindful of that in the future here.
Yeah. Well, I think what really lost it there for Emergence was the amount of 1v1s they took. And I couldn't figure out. Like, first we had Rai Rai, who just peeked the freezer door on his own, and Edrai was there, and he continued to stay there, right? And then we had Talon, who was walking up a hallway and obviously didn't have the proper information, and sitting right there next to him was Abil Casper. And then the last final 1v1. I mean, when it's a 1v something situation, pretty much any fight you're going to take is a 1v1. But if they had just pushed into the freezer all three of them, that could have gone a lot differently for them. Maybe they could have been able to clear Edry and then gone for the freezer plant, but they didn't. and that inevitably gave the round to Kineti.
Yeah, something that they need to be mindful of. Pushing together is an art form. I'm sure many a ranked player can tell you that one.
Uh,
But either way, Emergence, normally a very strong roster previously. It was actually last week I did cast their match. They had a pretty good game against Frontline. That one was on Villa. Did that pretty handingly, so it's a little bit rough to see them here. They were down a man. Cool. What did disconnect, was not able to come back, so hopefully we see him for the entirety of this round. But either way, they're coming off on a hot streak, so seeing them play like this to come off the gates a little bit rough, but I have faith in Emergence. I have faith in this roster. They are probably the best roster that Emergence has seen at all. I'm not mistaken on that one.
well, I haven't known the team for that long, but just by the way that they've come out and shown themselves, I can see that they're a pretty decent team. And there's cool, just like you were saying, he lags out a little bit, but he'll reconnect in no time. Shouldn't make that much difference for the round. Working on their roam clear, playing better with their intel this time, and not gonna let somebody like sorry, Casper get his way back into sight there. But I believe it was Barty last time on the Jaeger. But switching your operators up in between the teams, we're going to talk about for a second, it really demonstrates how each player can play a different role on the team. And this time we'll see Barty and Casper play upstairs. This is going to give them the 2-man advantage. Maybe, just maybe, they'll be able to grab a few more than Barty did. Barty, I believe he grabbed 2 before going down, so maybe they'll get 3 or 4.
Opening frag here is going to be coming from Talon. Jason taking down the hail of bullets. I think his C4 didn't do him any good as well. This is a pretty popular spot for Malusis to sit downstairs and mining. However, because it's so popular, people know exactly where you're at. And there's another kill coming on the kill feed. Casper taking down his Barty, grabs up one for himself, finally putting Emergence onto the table. Trying to get a seat at it, but 3 to 4 currently. They're still playing from behind, and Barty is nowhere near sight.
No, he's not. He's chosen to fall back and maybe, or sorry, not fall back, but maybe go for a flank here. But a C4 from below, who I believe was Barty's, almost takes that Talon, but he'll escape with just under 25 HP here. It's an easy frag for any one of these operators. They're all full HP. The HP game is not going to look good for Talon. But Zetard will grab a dry before he's able to do anything else. And it's all left to Angel and Barty. They've got to make their moves, and there comes a swing on into the freezer, and Zetard will grab another one. He's on for a triple. He tries to go for the quad, but he won't get it because Cool's going to take it as he goes down.
A little bit better. A little bit
Yes.
better here from Emergence. They're opening frags. Of course, that is... I can't even say anything about that. Of course, it was very solid here. They need to clean up these swings. They need to clean up these coordinated swings. Cool was able to finish it up right there, but there was a
Yeah.
situation where they left 2 1v1s for... Was that Casper or Idri? I think it was Idri. It was probably Casper on the Maestro this go around, but they left 2 1v1s for him. You cannot do that. You
Oh no,
cannot.
the Maestro was Angels. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
The
that is
the
just...
one.
Oh, it was Angel. Yeah, it just...
Yeah.
We've Kineti has proven that they are willing to take these 1v1s, and they are willing to win because their gun skill is on point right now. Emergence has to counteract that by swinging in a coordinated fashion that I know they can do. Emergence is a very well coordinated team, so it's a little frustrating to see them not come to form right now, not really do what we know and we've seen this squad can do previously, but I think they can kind of shore it up here. On Kineti's side, their holds have been relatively strong. Definitely relatively strong. I think the last hold, when it comes to getting picked off early, you just got to play a little bit more conservatively, honestly. I think Jason was expecting to try to get a push out by air conditioning, right? The air conditioning units out there just did not net him anything. And it was really detrimental for his team at the end of the day. They were able to kind of shore up that 4v4 relatively quickly, but in the end, now you have your Goyo on flanking and trying to get a kill from below, and it just doesn't work out.
No, it didn't. I feel like they dedicated a little bit too many roamers with only 2 guys on site for the first 2 minutes. I mean, obviously people were trying to rotate up by like Jason, but was taken out on his way back up to site. So I feel like if maybe they put a few more anchors or maybe just somebody securing around on the same floor might have been a little bit more beneficial for them. But either way, we won't see any changes in the lineup. The Aruni, though, may have changed her spots of the Syria gates, and this will stop the defenders from moving in, or at least denying them for quite some time because they don't have that much utility that's burnable here. I mean, obviously you have your Nomad flashes, but everything else can be used for a different purpose. And whether that's going to be your Selma gate, I don't know. But I like how they set them up with the Aruni punch holes and then put one over so that they can't force a rotate hole on there. And they're also denying them from getting into piano, which isn't being held by any of it because you have the Selma gate there and the guys playing bathroom.
Yeah, an interesting thing as well when they are pairing a wub wub with one of the Surya gates, it is forcing the attackers to spend 2 pieces of utility because that grenade is only going to be able to get the wub wub. That banshee is removing the banshee is not going to be able to remove the gate, and vice versa. So you kind of have to pick and choose which piece of utility you're comfortable with staying there. A piece that's going to prevent your movement and provide some information, or a piece that's going to prevent some movement and provide some information. Right? It's kind of
Yeah.
it's kind of a rough position to be put into. Zaytard is actually be getting the opening frag this go around. Could be grabbing up Idri. That Aruni's going to die pretty early, followed very swiftly by Casper. Jason backing up his teammate there, able to refrag the Goyo, and that is just an awful spot to be at if you're Casper. Shield gets exploded. You are just stuck between a rock and a hard place, and he opts to try to go into the hail of bullets. Does not work out for him, and now we're stuck in a 4v3.
It's unfortunate how Zaytard went out, though. But, I mean, he didn't go out without a fight. He grabbed 2 before he could. That Goyo shield obviously put Casper in a terrible position. He wasn't able to get out of there, and as soon as he did, there was Zaytard watching the window. But as for other people, Angel's going to grab 1. Sono Flynn goes down as well as Barty. And now they've got to pull off the red because Cool is down but not out, and Jason isn't going to look like he's in a position to refrag the kill as he gets fragged out himself by Talon on an unfortunate rotate. Now it's all left to Angel, and he's got an Alda in hand, which is very possible. He's got 81 bullets in the mag. Can he make it happen? He won't. He's not watching the right angle at the right time, and there's Talon to show up to grab a nice 2-piece to grab the round.
You know, it doesn't matter how many bullets you have in mag. If you're not looking at where the opponents are at, you're just not going to be able to win.
Yeah. It's at all there. Yeah, it's at all possible with that gun. It's a great gun. We've seen a lot of great Maestro players out there. I mean, that gun is just so admirable. I love just he's a great anchor operator to just secure from a long range. Yeah, and he was probably being used very right, and if they had a few more players there to maybe just secure around, they could have really utilized Maestro like how we saw Idra use it when they went onto the kitchen site. And now we see that again. So maybe we'll see him pop off once again. I believe he grabbed 2 or 3 that round.
I think so.
Yeah.
He grabbed 3 there. He is kind of popping off here. As well as the entire Emergence roster, actually, at least on that bar cocktail hold. I'm hoping that Kineti realizes this and just chooses not to go to bar or cocktail anymore. At least the hold that they're utilizing right now is not yielding them any sort of benefits. Losing 2 rounds in such a commanding fashion is not what you want to be seeing.
No, it's not. They came out super strong as well, and that really like got my hopes. It was like, oh my god, dude, Kineti's really going to show up how they are because they've played the 3 games, they've won 2 of them. Their most recent being on Chalet, I think, and so I haven't seen any Cafe gameplay from them, but from what I've seen, the way that they hold, they're a really good team. So seeing this matchup, I believe this is the first time that Emergence and Kineti have matched up, and it's on Cafe, a map. I feel like this is one of the most balanced maps in the game. As it goes for sites, like maybe certain sites are more defender sided, but other sites aren't really, and it's easier for the attackers to get it. And so it's always an entertaining map to watch. And I was really shocked when Emergence just came back and grabbed 2 consecutive rounds, and they're looking to make it 3. As they're just going to start off with a heavy 5-man roam clear, and it's probably going to get rid of Jason, who's just sitting up here. But he's got a fast rotate down. He'll take that very early. As he doesn't want to get into too many gunfights this early in a round.
You know, something that we talked about heavily last game was the Overture versus Elysium, title Elysium, right? Was the drone economy. The drone economy from Emergence is spot on. They have lost 2. Don't get me wrong, they have lost 2 already. However, they are using their drones effectively, and you can see how confidently they walk into the map because they know where the defenders are sitting. They know at least which rooms are clear because they've already droned it. They've already set up a pre-placed drone. And they've been able to kind of have drums on their flanks. We saw previously that Barty had to spend time getting rid of him the first round when he was trying to set up a flank. But regardless, Emergence, fantastic drone usage, and teams should be taking notes on them.
Yeah, it's crazy what just the sound of a drone sometimes can even do to a defender. Like we saw the drone, obviously it came off from I'm not quite sure, but there was drones coming up on the top floor, and it caused Jason to just drop down on his rotate so quickly because he's like, oh, I don't want to be a part of this. Like he was trying to play his life, but when it came to that 5-man roam clear and he heard the drones, he heard the hatches breaking, it became overwhelming, and he's fallen back to sight now, and in turn, it saved his life. Rai does take some damage though, and a pre-flight C4 is going to come off from Jason, or I believe that was Jason. Oh, never mind, it was Casper. Will he choose to blow that? I don't know yet. He's not sitting in a great position for it. He might accidentally like blow himself up, or at least take some damage. That's happened now.
Those explosions are deceptively large.
I know. I feel like they've changed. Maybe I don't know if they've gotten changed, but like I feel like certain C4s now, like the range is a little bit higher. I don't know if that has anything to do with the way that the shields have been nerfed or something.
I wish it was the ones that I was using. It's always the ones that the opponents are using.
Yeah.
Talon's going to get an opening frag there as Barty, the first one to fall on Kineti, and this is yet another round that Emergence is looking very strong on. However, 20 seconds left on the clock. They're going to have to be careful. Trying to get Jason out of his little hole here. Son of Finn guns him down in a hail of bullets. Tries to swing, and he's actually going to be taken down by Casper. Cool Shicey taking out his own teammate as Idri finds one. Talon and Rai pick one up for themselves. Now we're stuck in a 2v1. Angel all by his lonesome, sitting in the back of the site here. Shots coming down. He finds one on the Talon, but Plant is going down, and he misses his shots!
Yes!
No!
Oh my god!
What? Angel, what is going on? Look, you can see him. You see Oh, you hate to see it.
Ryra.
Hate to see it.
Oh my goodness. What looked like a terrible chance. What looked like a terrible chance for Kineti Esports, and then was turned around. And then immediately turned around again. It's like the tables were turning constantly. Rai had the plant. He had to make it down. It was below 0 seconds, and he turned around and hit fired Casper or Angel before he could even get the shotguns off. And that's crazy because that shotgun has such a giant spread and such a lot of damage. And to think that all those shots were just not hitting him in the right way. Wow.
Rai has unlocked the Matrix, I guess. Either that or Angel needs to learn how to shoot with a shotgun. That could be the other thing. Unfortunate to see there, and that has handed Emergence their third consecutive round on a silver platter. Got to be demoralizing for Kineti there. I can only imagine what their comms look like.
Yeah, that is so unfortunate. The fact that they came out with one round so strong, got so confident, and now they are down three consecutive rounds as well. And nobody wants to see that. But honestly, I bet Emergence is just like freaking out about what just happened. But let's see if they can deliver even more for us as we move on to our second last round of their attack.
Yeah, this is again going to be a kitchen hold. We have yet to see, I would say, variety from the bomb sites of Kineti. They've gone to kitchen, bar, kitchen, kitchen. Those are all the sites that we've seen. I'm not even sure that they have a reading site planned out.
Yeah, maybe not. It's like if they were expected. I mean, obviously you have to have those 3 sites out to get rid of the site lock, but I'm just confused as to why we're not seeing them. I mean, you lost your kitchen. You know you can do better, so I can understand going back to it.
It could be confidence, right?
Yeah, maybe they should be confident. That kitchen hold was great the first time. I mean, I feel like it was more mistakes made on Emergence that got them the round rather than their strats. However, their strats are great, and now we can see Emergence has fixed those mistakes, and they are attacking the kitchen once again, and they win the round. So we'll see if maybe that was just a fluke or if they're going to be able to do it again. But yeah, I don't know what Barty's doing. I think he's doing the 11-hit castle.
Yeah, he's prepping
trick.
it.
Yeah, and so they hit it once, and then he's just right there before they can get prepared. Like, oh my god, where'd this guy come from? You know,
where'd this Jaeger come from?
He's just sitting there.
Yeah, Barty's got a lot of tricks in his pocket, it seems, and yeah, he's going to be holding a pretty aggressive situation in Christmas. Ooh, watch your feet there, Zaytard. Another C4 is going to be spent. I wish we could see a few more of the C4s here. Zaytard's actually going to be down by the older of Idri. Good play so far. Idri's been aggressively trying to shut down the second floor attacker and like trying to shut down these angles here. He's been doing this on previous rounds as well, so it's not too surprising that he was actually able to get it down there, but not securing a kill quite yet. He's got to run around a bit. The rest of the defending team is mostly off site. We're going to be seeing a heavy roam uh, push coming from, or like a pre-push or post-push, actually. That's the word.
Yeah.
Or at least we would have until Barty just got shot down. Doesn't even matter about prepping that castle now.
No, not really. He's gone. It's a 4v5, but his ADSs were down. I mean, you don't have the gunner, and that's something that you always want, but he can still make a difference even when he's dead, especially being on the cams. That will help as well. They're going to go for their freezer take is what it's looking like again, but Angel's going to say no to that, and he'll just prep his next smoke canister. He's going to throw away 2 right now. We've got 30 seconds left, so he'll be pocketing the third one for probably about 10. And here comes a drop into freezer. There's 3 men there, and there's going to be a 4th coming from the white stairs. Casper will go down to it. Rye's going to grab a second. Angel's gone as well. It's a 5v2 now. The plant's going down. Talon is down, but not out, and he has a chance of being res, but will it matter too much? I don't know. Goes from 23 seconds up to 41. And now it's left to Jason and Edry to retake their site, if they can at all.
Yeah, I don't know if they have information on the Zoff being down, but Jason's actually able to find one as Rai is going to be going down in a hail of bullets. Zaytard currently sitting here in the freezer area, trying to get sight lines on where these defenders are holding, but EGCR finds another one as Talon is also downed. He gets shut down by Cool, and it's all down to Jason, not able to do it as Cool grabs up a second for himself, and this pushes Emergence Academy into round 5 with 4 wins to their name.
Where's the cat? This is their academy team.
Ah! No, it's not their academy. I just said academy, didn't I?
Yeah.
The screen's confusing me. It says ACAD. This is their main roster. I don't even think Emergence has an academy roster these days.
Oh.
Because they kicked off their main roster. See, this is what happened, right, Fish? You might not know this, but Emergence.
I'm very new.
Emergence is playing Upsurge, right?
Yeah.
They were in the Upsurge qualifiers.
Mm-hmm.
And they made Upsurge. This roster did, which was previously their academy roster, but their main roster didn't. So I think what Emergence did, they realized that they're like, all right. I think we know which is the main roster now. So when they made it into this league, they got promoted as well. So you can ask Cool about it. Cool will tell you all about his team there. And it's a really solid lineup. I have seen a lot of success coming from this team. I wish they would have made SFCL. I can't remember what was going on that day. I think they had to forfeit a couple matches. I think that's what it was during SFCL qual. So.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
A little bit of a shame.
Here. Still pretty big.
No. Being an AWG is definitely good. Definitely a good lineup. There's a lot of teams here kind of compete. You know, I've already talked about Overture. Overture, not a team that you want to contend with or trifle with. They have a lot going for them as a roster. And we've been consistently seeing that now. Looking at the rest of these teams, though, if I go into... Where's it at? Who am I looking at? Revenge Nation, like their main roster is currently here. I don't think they have an academy roster anymore. And of course, Revenge Nation, AWG is owned by the same guys. But General Electric surprised me in their play. They also have been having a pretty good season, currently undefeated as well as Team Elation. Big Yoshi is sitting around here, and Asgard. I've watched a game of Pack Smokers, I believe, but. Yeah, there's some killer teams. There's also some pretty big names. St. Louis Leviathans, if you are familiar with WNBL, they were a really solid roster, but they've changed pretty heavily. The change of tides here is going the way of Kineti, or at least it is going the way of Kineti. A few more shots coming through. Oh no, they're just on sight. Tons of kills coming both ways as Talon loses yet another gunfight. Now stuck in a 1v2 with Cool, is just trying to get the diffuser down. He did. He planted.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he didn't plant?
He
didn't plant.
Cool took it back because he doesn't have the time for it. I'm not quite sure how Talon lost his fight, unfortunately, but sitting right there will still be Edry, and he has the time. He could possibly go for the plan here. He's just got to watch Barty on the Valkyrie, ironically, who may be moving in on him, and the plan is going down, so here comes a swing from Edry, but he'll take it back at just the last second. This could be so bad, but he doesn't swing, and he can't get the right angle, and Edry says no to Cool. And there's round 6 going to Kineti. They finally grabbed their second one on their last defensive round.
Another explosive rush, right? I didn't even have enough time to write down everything from that lineup.
I was listening to you. I was like, oh yeah, you know, the rounds are going on. Talon got a few kills, and I just see
suddenly everybody died.
I see like 5v3, 2v5, 2v2, and I was like, what just happened?
Where did all the kills come from? Yeah, it was another rush. Rushes tend to do that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But otherwise, solid plays there from Kineti. proving that they can win on a site that's not kitchen. So they were able to successfully lock down that reading site there. Due no in small part to Talon not being able to hit his shots, apparently. I don't know. You were talking about that. I was watching, I'm like, man, you should have won that gunfight, my dude. You had the drop on him.
Well, no, I think what it was is because he tried to swing out, right, thinking he was in front of the door, but he hit the wall, and so just because he wasn't leaning the right way, unfortunately, the better angle was from Barty, because he had, like, he was on the interior of the wall. I don't really know how that would have looked from his perspective, but if we watched his perspective, we probably would have seen it made a little bit more sense there.
Yeah, probably. You know, typically online we've been seeing peekers advantage, so that one was definitely defenders or angle holders to
Yeah.
advantage. Is that a thing?
I like angle holders.
What do they call it? They gotta call it something else.
I don't really think that was so much like Peaker's advantage. It just like it just wrong place, one time. Like you swung and he was just you saw him, but I don't really know how to explain. He just had the better angle and was
Yeah.
shooting already or something.
Yeah, get good talent.
I mean, as
Sure
for
he's
ping,
watching too. Shout out to Talon.
yeah,
You
I
guys
mean,
are a solid team.
as for ping, I don't think it's that terrible for anybody. Um, I'm not quite sure though. We haven't seen the scoreboard. Anyways, we've swapped the sides, and which means that we've swapped the strategies coming from both teams. That's what I love about Siege is how the different pieces of it all work together and can come up with different strats and everything. And there it is, Barty. It's gonna go down as Rai is still just being as amazing as he was on defense, or yeah, on defense here. Or I said that right the first time. I don't know why I
You did
contradicted
say it right the
myself so
first
much.
time.
Yes, he's playing just as well as we saw him before. And Emergence are already have the man advantage with just before 2 minutes left, and they've already lost the guy. And that's your Ash as well. 3 breaching rounds went down with him,
They
unfortunately.
miss him?
Being droned is Talon.
Oh, they might have droned him. Okay. I
Yeah,
knew that
definitely.
there was a drone that at least passed him. He's just surrounded on all sides by these drones.
Yeah, he doesn't have much of an option here. He'll have to give up the piano control. There isn't much he can do about that. The red stairs drop finally does come down, and they're going to rush straight into piano. Nobody there to greet them, as we just saw Talon run out of there. The bathroom angles, there's no holes from there. Their Valkyrie cam goes down, which means they have no eyes onto the piano, so it could be very unexpected where they come from, whether they're going to go Cigar or if they're going to go White Stairs Hall.
Yeah, this is something that I was kind of interested to see. Kineti didn't bring out Valkyrie at all, even though she's been on the table. Her information gathering potential is incredibly strong. You got to be careful with that
Oh, they
C4
had 2
placement
cams
there.
there.
Adrian, place
I've
the C4 differently, man. What are you doing? Wait for the patch. Watch these
yeah,
patch notes.
yeah,
No,
just be
Angel.
very careful. Twitch is gone as well. I mean, the drones are still down, so they can provide intel and flank watch, but as for any utility that you wanted gone, your chances of that are gone. Still up for a flawless round right now in a 5v3 will be Emergence, and they've got a lot of their utilities still there. We can't tell for smoke canisters, but I don't think we see anything go out. And the C4 toss here from Sonofin, it's not going how he wants it to be, and I don't think it destroyed anything or what he was going for. Maybe he was trying to get rid of the air jab to get his flank
Oh,
ready.
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely was getting rid of the air jab there. Casper on Heaven trying to find an angle, as is Idri sitting up in Cigar. None of them were able to get into sight at all, and every time they try, they just get picked off. That's Talon finding Casper. There is Jason's trying to get the diffuser planted here, and I think the defenders know. There's going to be a C4 place. Does not get a kill, but Jason falls to Cool's gun, as well as Son of Finn finds one. That's going to be a flawless round, actually, for Merchants. And yeah, their defense looking kind of clean, Fish. Not going to lie here.
Yeah. They are playing it super smart. They've got all the angles covered, and they they don't break the strat. And I saw that with a few teams within a few other games, but you when it's like a 4v3, it's like, hey, let's all rush this guy. Like, no, they hold as if there was still 5 guys left and he'll walk into that trap at some point. It's just about being patient. And that's what they were, rather than chasing him around, because chasing a guy like Casper and Jason, I believe who it was, just chasing them around and taking them in the 1v1 fights, like 9 out of 10 times these guys are going to win. They've got the better, I feel like, in as for Kineti, they do have a better gun skill right now, but um they just their strategies obviously aren't faring up to what Emergence has in store for them.
Yeah, Emergence definitely has a bag of tricks available, and there's a movie. I can't remember what it is. There's a movie that they one of the quotes is like hold, you know, they're like the whole thing is they're trying to hold the line for something. I can't remember what it's. I keep thinking that it's like
Like the
Lord of the
song,
Rings or something.
"Hold the
Is that a
Line."
song?
Yeah, it's like it's the one by Hold the Line,
It's
whatever
not
I
like a.
love isn't
It's got to
always
be a
on time.
Rush song. Rush has
Hold
the
the Line,
worst
Hold the
song.
Line. It's oh, I love Rush.
They have like
Um,
one good song. It's
what?
Tom Sawyer, and it's okay.
Oh, I like Fly By Night.
See, I don't even know what that song is. Maybe I gotta look into it.
Well, I'm Canadian, so obviously you got to represent the
Ah,
Canadian bands and
gosh.
stuff. Yeah, there it
All
is.
these darn Canadians in my leagues. Gosh. All these Rush fans. That's it.
Well, I
Production,
like the
take me off. I
tragically hip.
quit.
I like the tragically hip a little bit better.
Ah, I see. I see. Barty's gonna be the first one into the fray, and he's also the first one dead. As Cool has a dirty angle upstairs, and it's funny because this is kind of a standard angle that you'd expect people to be holding. Jason's gonna be pulling his way into sight regardless, taking down Zaytard, and Rai as Cool is able to find yet another one. Casper goes on a hail of bullets. I think the defenders are coming out a little bit ahead here up until this talent engagement, however, but Idri on site planting right now, and I'm not even sure if the defenders are significantly aware, or even if they are, can do anything about it. No, there comes Son of Finn right from the flank. He finds one, he finds two. Now down him in a 3v1. It is Angel who grabs up a kill, and Emergence comes out ahead. Oh, sorry, Cool grabs up yet another kill. Angel actually gets the finish there, but wow. Cool carrying that round, and that is yet another quick one.
We were just talking about music like
Are you
20
doing
seconds
okay?
ago, Chad.
Yeah.
Like we were. It was tragically hip and Rush, and as soon as we mentioned Rush, boom, there you go. Emergence is on match point.
Yeah,
Wow.
Emergence coming out strong. You know, so there are some teams, and this actually happened. Titus Esports, their old roster, they were running a pretty solid roster. I think that had Nilo and Rye on it. Not this Rye, a different Rye. They
Mm.
were incredibly strong when it came to rushes, or at least they attempted them. They just they had the strat on Oregon, right, where they'd all
Mm-hmm.
jump in bay window. They just all do the big window up second floor. They just all jump in, and
Yeah.
it works sometimes. But it's
Mm-hmm.
so hard to get the formula right when it comes to 5-man rushes. And this is the second team in a row, because you and I were just commentating Overture Gaming, who had a very
Yeah.
solid rush into Kitchen on Villa. This is the second team that has rushes down to a science. They get on site as quickly as possible, or at least attempts rushes. Sorry, I'm talking about Kineti, not Emergence. I was talking about Emergence's rush earlier. They had a very strong rush. Kineti's rush just now did not work out that well. However,
Mm-hmm.
it's good to see when rushes do work out that well. They're very exciting. They make the gameplay a little bit more exhilarating, especially as a caster here.
It was. I can't even like explain how great it is. Just I love watching Siege is what I'm trying to say, because this team showed up for us on attack, and it's about how like just the different components in the game and the way that it can be played and all these different strategies that there is. And then you just see some like Call of Duty looking stuff where everybody's just running in and so many things. There's so many different strats in this game that you can play to your advantage, but there's also so many different ways to stop strats to play to your advantage. Like everybody has a counter, and they just beat all those counters by getting straight into sight and eliminating everybody with the guns. They use the guns rather than the abilities. Oh, I thought Sonofin was lagging out there for a second, but he was just trying to get an angle.
I swear it's the observer. I think there's a little bit of a observer lag, but regardless, we're seeing Talon here playing very calm, and this is the patience that you were talking about from Emergence. They stick to the plan. They
Yeah.
say, this is the plan. We are not going to deviate from the plan unless absolutely necessary. And until then, you stand right here. This is Talon just really holding this corner here on White Landing. Not going to be giving any sort of leeway to the attackers here. And still holding a very strong angle. He
Oh,
can eventually hit a drone, though.
yeah.
take a little bit of that.
Take a little bit of his ammunition there, and Idri's just waiting for him to make the mistake of trying to either go up, but I don't think he will. Barty's coming in on his flank. They're going to try and pinch him out on those white stairs. I don't believe there's anybody below, though, so it may not work out as well as they planned on it. Barty tries to swing, and it'll grab one on that, but Sonofin finally gets him back. Rai to grab Angel in that process as well. Doesn't look like it's going to be a flawless round here, but they still have the man advantage. Emergence might actually be able to take this one. I believe that's Casper, who's top white now and could be greeted by Talon. As drone comes out, he'll pre-fire some shots, but nothing to connect there because there's nobody waiting there for him. And
Yeah.
they've gotten this top floor control really well.
A minute left on the clock here. You lost both your Sledge and your Ash. Opening up these
Mhm.
floors is going to be a little bit more difficult. You're going to have to rely on Idri's charges, off charges going to open them out. As well as these ace charges. These summons being used to open up little holes in the floor is a little bit unfortunate. However, but, you know, you got to do what you got to do here. So you're trying to find anybody, but their current drone economy is looking a little bit rough and not being able to really locate where these defenders are sitting. Sonafin is probably going to be the most dangerous one here. He's currently in the bottom of round, and they have not even aware of him as Jason's trying to use the last of his summons to open up potential angles. Zatar's going to be the one to push up through pillars, and he actually goes down in a hail of bullets. Casper's able to pick him up. Casper does not find a second one, however. It's 15 seconds left on the clock.
They don't have their above control as Sonafin has taken them both out here, and it's all left to Idrai, who doesn't have the bomb, and Rai is going to take him out with no trouble at all. And it's GG's in the chat because Emergence, just Emergence, my bad, has taken the game. This
I
was a
blame the observer, all right? I blame the observer for putting it wrong and messing us up. We'll
it
have
was
some words.
it was a very entertaining cafe game to watch. This is fun for sure.
Dude,
For sure.
Emergence is always fun to watch. Cool and the boys, always fun to watch. So GG's to them.
Were
And we're gonna
skins
be
not
moving.
called in this one? Because I just see them sitting there with the castle headgears and all that.
Is it? I think that though. Let me look. Huh.
Bad my light wasn't on.
I think so. And one of them is phase. I'm looking at the Valk right now. That one's definitely a phase.
I think
Hey,
that the
so
Pro League skins are allowed.
they are. I didn't think that the
I'm not
headgear on
I don't know though.
whatever, dude. If they didn't call it, it doesn't matter,
Yeah, that's
honestly.
how it is.
But it's good to see. GG's to Emergence. GG's to Kineti. Emergence goes on undefeated, and I really want to see this Emergence versus Overture lineup. I've been talking about this last week during the last match. I really need to see these two teams fight because that's going to be
Mhm.
one for the ages. Emergence, though, looking like one of the most dominant teams in the league, and their win-loss record definitely shows that, if nothing else. So
Yeah.
anyway, Fish, I think we're going to be signing off here.
Yeah.
That's all I got for the day. Thanks for
Was a
joining me.
pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah, this is your first time on AWG, right? That's what you were
Yeah,
saying?
it was. Hopefully I get to be here again. Depends on my performance today, but yeah, it was an honor casting for you guys and I had a great time. So, I guess they'll see you tomorrow. I'm signing off. Don't know when I'll be back, but enjoy the
What's your
rest of
at?
your nights.
Tell these people your at. What's your Twitter at here? I know it's below you.
It's below me, guys.
Right there.
Yeah, it's at Fish 30. I mean, not here to self promote, just here to do the job, which was casting, and it was great. Had fun with Booker. You guys will see him tomorrow,
Oh, I'm here to do
and
both. You got to self-promote. Cool says gotta know your drip. Yeah, and you gotta know your promotion here. At Real Chase to it. You can find me. I do some casting, I run some links, I do a lot of stuff. It's always fun. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care.